Hi, I'm Ryder, and today I'm going to be introducing the semiconductor company ONSEMI. So, the history of the company is as follows. ONSEMI is a semiconductor and microchip company that was originally founded in 1999 as a spin-off of the Motorola company. And not only was this company a successful spin-off, but it had a sister company as well that was less known. This company specializes in semiconductors, which make up 50% of their marketed products, and they also make other products such as analog, mixed signal, and power management ICs, sensors, interfaces, image sensors, and processors, among other things, of course. This company has a hand in automotive, industrial, computer, and mobile devices, as that's what they mainly broadcast to in terms of manufacturing. So, the history of the company is that they started in 1999 as On Semiconductors, as it was originally called, began as a Motorola spinoff, with its public release grossing more than $500 million in its IPO. Later, the company began making standard logic chips and small signal and power units, which would lead them to later expanding their market to other things that were mentioned in the previous slide, and they were located in Scottsdale, Phoenix. Not only this, they also own a numerous amount of companies, including Fairchild, Sanyo, Ami Semiconductors, Aptina, and Catalyst. So they were also featured in the news as the company OnSemi is set to acquire the V-Core power technology to advance in the AI market. This is going to benefit them by giving them a boost in the right direction for AI development and the creation of AI because, as stated by the Contifi Energy News outlet, they have met the stringent power requirements of modern AI infrastructure, meaning that they have the proper components to develop and build and create AI for their personal use. Contivi Energy News also stated that OnSemi is known for their disruptive innovations, which are driving the future, which is very important to note as OnSemi is an ever-growing company that has a bright future ahead of it with big ambitions and even bigger plans. Thank you.
My name is Jake Norris, and I'll be talking about the primary purpose of ONSEMI. So, ONSEMI is a global designer, manufacturer, and supplier of semiconductor products. And they do this from all the way in Arizona to places such as China, Thailand, all around the world. And they focus on advancing energy efficient technologies and advancing sustainable products as well. Their key focuses are sustainability and energy efficiency. So they offer products such as power modules, MOSFETs, gate drivers, sensors, and memory drivers, and serve very key markets ranging all the way from the automotive industry to the medical industry, and even to industries such as the industrial, aerospace, and defense industries as well. And they operate by organizing their business into three key areas. The first area is going to be the Power Solutions Group, which design high performance power devices. The second area is going to be the Advanced Solutions Group, which develops analog, logic, and mixed signal ICs. And lastly, the third area is going to be the Intelligent Sensing Group, which focuses on image and sensor technologies. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about employment when it comes to OnSemi. So just taking a look at OnSemi's website, you can see a lot of job openings, a lot of positions in a lot of places out here in Arizona, all around the US, and even all around the world as well. Three examples of entry-level roles that I found were manufacturing wafer fab operator, a reliability lab technician, and a manufacturing specialist. So just to go down the line here, for a manufacturing wafer fab operator, they operate manufacturing tools to process the products. And this is in a team environment, and they have to interface with computer systems to perform their job duties. And for the second one, they're all about reliability. So they perform operations and maintenance of reliability lab stress tools. and they execute and test protocols to ensure accurate data collection for real reliability evaluations. So basically, they're just making sure that their tools are working. They're doing like preventative maintenance on a lot of things. And lastly, for the third job, manufacturing specialists, they work with basic equipment troubleshooting and maintenance, and they even might perform changes or refills of chemicals, as well as being cross trained in a lot of areas, even wafer processing as well.
Hi, this is Chris, and this is my portion of the ONSEMI project. Strengths, challenges, and opportunities. ONSEMI, like many other semiconductor manufacturers, utilize research and development. So they tend to look for things that in the future are going to become market trends. In this example, they created an SMPS-based battery charging system for electrical vehicles. So they were looking for a trend and they found it within electrical vehicles. They needed to create a system that was cheaper, it was much more efficient, and used much less components like ICs, transformers, MOSFETs, rectifiers, everything that they create, and especially analog components. One of the largest problems that ONSEMI faces is just general market volatility. So whenever the Nasdaq is down, ASML Holdings and ONSEMI and other semiconductor manufacturers are down. So generally speaking, their biggest problem is market volatility. So we have implications. The National Security and Chips Act. So not to confuse anybody here, because we have two different acts that we're going to talk about. We have the National Security and Chips Act, and that's what brings ONSEMI and Lockheed Martin together. So ONSEMI and all the other semiconductor manufacturers, through the National Security and Chips Act, they provide the chips to Lockheed Martin, which is a military manufacturing company, research and development. But then there's the CHIPS and the Science Act that bring Global Foundries and Lockheed Martin together. So now we have the conclusion. ONSEMI has been designing and manufacturing semiconductors since 1999. It was actually founded as a spin-off of a Motorola Semiconductor Components Group. So they work on power solutions, image sensors, sensing technology for automotive, industrial, medical, and computing markets. And an interesting fact about them, the Motorola Semiconductor Division, from which ONSEMI originated, had been the pioneer group in transistor manufacturing. So they had produced the world's first commercial high-power transistor, which is different from the regular transistors that they saw at the time, apparently. Because it was also germanium based, which is not common, apparently, and it was also used in car radios. So that's the conclusion. Here's all of our references. Thank you for listening.